Hi, this is Tips, Tricks, and Treats. I'm David, this is Zaylee, and we've got Nancy waiting in the wings. And instead of doing a more traditional recipe-based thing, I am just making dinner for us tonight. So I wanted to use our new carbon steel pans to do a one-pan chicken, peppers, onions, potato dinner. So I've got my pan nice and hot. It's been on for a minute here. I'm gonna add a little bit of oil. A little bit. It should smoke a little bit. And the first thing we're gonna do is sear this chicken. I've got it ready to go, seasoned with a little bit of, oh, see, that's a hot pan right there. So back up a little bit, Zebe. It's gonna be hot. So I'm gonna sear the chicken in this pan, and then I'm gonna do some peppers and onions, some potatoes, and then we're gonna put the whole thing in the oven to finish it off. So, you know, makes it easy, one pan. So, what I'm doing here, instead of just putting the raw chicken, you know, in at the point when we put it in the oven, is I'm cooking both sides so that it will quickly cook the outside and drive the moisture in, so that we should end up with a nice juicy piece of chicken at the end instead of just a boring baked chicken that's going to have that nice caramelized outside, kind of almost like a crust. I mean, not really a true crust because there's nothing on it besides seasoning. So this is when a splatter screen would be nice because it's got oil popping all over the place. But hey, if it's not messy, it's not very fun. So we're gonna give this a minute in the pan. It should pretty much release when it shouldn't stick. If you go to pick it up and it's still sticking, then it needs to go a little bit longer. We're gonna do both sides, and then I'm just gonna move it off onto the side here, and we're gonna throw in our peppers and onions, get those going a little bit, add our garlic, and then our cubed up potatoes. And I had kind of a mix of potatoes. I've got some red potatoes and some Idahos, so we will, who doesn't love potatoes?
So do you like potatoes more or peppers more? Peppers.
So that's nicely seared on both sides. We're gonna set him off to the side, let him hang out. And then I'm gonna get my peppers and onions going. And the chicken was already seasoned, so I didn't have to worry about that, but I am gonna do a little bit of seasoning on these. Got pepper, we've got some salt, always salt and pepper, everywhere. And then we've also got this Mexican seasoning that I wanted to do.
Can I try?
Sure, sweetie, dump some in there. Yep, good job. Oh no! Like I said, it's not messy, it's not fun.
Tell them about the pan.
So I'm using a carbon steel pan. You may have heard of cast iron, you may not have heard of carbon steel. Carbon steel is like cast iron's brother, per se. They're made out of the same similar material. This one's from Lodge, so it comes pre-seasoned like their cast iron does. It doesn't weigh as much. It's not sand cast like cast iron. There's rivets for the handle. It's two pieces, whereas most cast iron pans are like one solid piece. But it is clean like cast iron. There's no coating on this besides burned up oil, basically, which creates the seasoning, which is gonna give me that non-stick finish, basically. But they weigh a lot less. And they're usually shaped a little bit different just because they're more bowl shaped, and a lot of the traditional cast iron has more corners, you could say. But you know, it's a clean way to cook that isn't as heavy as cast iron. And then you will build up that seasoning to have a nice non-stick as you use the pan. My peppers and onions are going, so I'm going to throw in my garlic here. And we don't want to leave that in for too long because the garlic will burn quickly. And now I'm going to add these potatoes. And you know, this would be enough for two-ish people. I have a bigger one in the oven that I started a little earlier. It's going to feed all of us here. So we're just going to let that go for a minute. But then the oven is really going to finish this off for us.
More seasoning, or did you already have enough?
Oh, that's a good idea. Forgot about that. We're going to season the potatoes as well. Same thing, a little bit of everything. There's a... Go ahead, Sticky. Dump a little on there. There you go, there you go. Wow. The nice thing about these pans as well is that unlike a non-stick, you don't want to get it too hot because it's going to ruin the finish. These you can get screaming hot. You can put it on a campfire. You can put it on a grill. You can put it anywhere. And then they can go in the oven as well at a really high temperature, which is nice that you don't have to worry about, you know, oh, is it too hot? Am I ruining my pan? Nope, you're not going to screw this one up. It's built for abuse.
And that sort of thing in it?
I haven't tried eggs yet. I'm worried that my seasoning hasn't built up enough and then I'm going to have an egg mess, but eventually, I definitely will.
You already have enough. No, that was just a little slippage.
So this is going pretty good. I'm going to put our chicken back on top here. I've got a little bit of chicken broth that I'm going to put in. That's just going to help. It's going to deglaze the pan a little bit. And then I'm going to put the whole thing in the oven after this is out.
The glass is steam up.
In. All right. Turn this off. All right. So this is ready to go. Let me grab a cutting board, or you grab me one, Nance, and I will slice this chicken up.
Watch, Savvy.
A little mat.
Tell them about that.
So I've got a Swedish dishcloth that's a little damp that I put down over my cutting board.
If I just put it down and I chop like David does, the board wiggles all over the place.
Yep.
But if I put it on that,
Something
it
wet.
does not move.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want your knife?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell them about the knife.
Oh, so my new favorite knife in the kitchen is the Wusthof Performer Series 6-inch chefs. You know, I have a lot of 8-inch chefs, so 6-inch is something I use a little bit more these days. But it is a really awesome knife with a distinct hexagon grip handle. It's got a coating that they call the DLC coating, diamond-like carbon coating, which is supposed to help with, you know, food release. It glides right through everything. It also brings up the hardness of the metal, which is really awesome. It's actually something that they took from Formula One race car pistons. They do that to the pistons of race cars, similar coating. So this one should be ready to go. Yes, sweetie?
This is cool.
Right.
If you want to plate a little, I don't have a huge plate. Do you want a platter?
That's fine.
start to finish, from searing the chicken, doing the vegetables, and putting it in the oven, how long would you say?
Probably like 20-ish minutes. It didn't take that long. The longest part was getting everything, prepped and ready to go, which you can do ahead of time. You could even get to the point where you're about to put it in the oven and then just hold it for another time. Or you could put that whole thing onto a sheet pan and then, you'd have it ready to go. You could sear the chicken in advance and then do the, start with your peppers and onions and potatoes and then put it all in. So, you could definitely plan this out, but definitely something that you could also do after you got home from work, just last thing, easy one-pan dinner, turn on the oven while you're cutting up everything. I did quite a bit because we've got a few people here, but if you were just doing it for a couple people, that single pan wouldn't have taken very long. A couple potatoes, one bell pepper, half an onion, and, easy peasy. Garlic press, I minced it because I wanted to, but
Yes, you can.
could easily use a garlic press, makes things a little faster and easier. But if you wanted to go that route, we've got a peeler and a mincer, that would make things a little easier. Something that I did do, not on camera, but I used my handy dandy thermometer to check if the chicken was done in there, just because it's hard to tell. You've already seared the outside, so it doesn't look that much different than when it went in. But thermometer is your best bet to figure out whether your meat is done or not. And then I also used it to poke the potatoes, because then I already had something, that I could see if the potatoes were soft or not. But that's it, easy skillet chicken dinner, one pan skillet. Yes, sweetie. What do you want to say?
There was big explosions at this, and it was really fun, and the steam was going to the ceiling.
Yep,
It was a hot pan.
Oh yeah.
And it was really hot, and I even put my hand above it.
Yep, we put our hand over it to see how hot it was to make sure we were ready to go.
Yay.
But, so from all of us at Now We're Cooking, we are open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 4, and have a great Tuesday.
This was so fun because there was big explosions.
And then you're going to eat this?
Lots of sizzle.
Yes! I'm gonna eat it.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.